So once I've got the main riff of the song, which I'm going to base my whole beat around, I want to start thinking about the beat element, the drums. So when I was listening to the track that I was inspired by for this beat, I was really analysing what's the kick drum and the snare drum doing, because generally in beats those are the sort of main elements of the rhythm. So this track was quite interesting. The snare, where the snare was in the pattern, was not a normal place, but I really liked it, and I basically thought I'm going to try and recreate that. So again, what I'll do, as you can see, I set up a kick, snare. These are MIDI instruments again, so this is using the built-in Pro Tools synthesizer, and I could use it to make kick and snare sounds. So what I would do is, we'll do it over here in this space. Right, I'll take my main riff. Okay, there's my main riff, and I would again just get a ballpark kick or ballpark drum sound. I'm not going to find the perfect kick and snare sound right now. I just want to get something that's okay, that I can work with, and later on, even in as final as the mix of the track, which is a long time away because we haven't even sent this to a singer yet to write vocals, I will find a drum beat that's acceptable. Okay, so on my keyboard I've got a drum kit. It does all these sounds, and I locate where the kick and the snare is, and then I'm just going to jam along with my riff until I find a beat that kind of works for me. So I'll have a count in from a metronome, and let's just try and make a beat. So you can see there, I was just playing with the kick and the snare. I wasn't trying to do hi-hats, toms or crash cymbals, anything complicated like that, because my fingers can't do it. But the kick and the snare are going to be the main bit of the beat, the rhythm. So I was just playing about with a few things. Again, if I open it up, I can go to my quantize. I can sort the quantize out as I want. I can sort the velocities out as I want. What I like to do is I like to get things on different tracks. So I want my kick and my snare on different tracks, so I'm not limited to sticking to one drum kit sound, and I can visualize things. So what I would do, obviously I like to record my kick and snare together, but then I want to separate them. So what I would do, I will duplicate the thing I just recorded on then one of them. I will delete all the snares, and on the other one I will delete all the kicks, and then I've got one track here which is just kicks and one track which is just snare, and then I can call it kick and snare, and I can even load up different synths to get the kick and snare sound that I want. So that's what I did, and then the beat that I settled on, here's the kick sound. Again, a ballpark kick sound. Later on I can really refine the kick sound to something that's amazing, but right now it's good and it will work. That's just the kick isolated, and here's the snare. Just liked the vibe of that snare, and here's the two together. And then if I want to go back in, I can tweak things. I think I chucked in this cheeky little But I think it's crucial to play it in first, for me, because you get that natural sort of human feel of playing it, and then you can go in and tweak it. So if you don't have a separate, let's see if I can show you, keyboard like this one attaches just by USB to the computer. Then you can get really cheap little ones. I recommend trying to get hold of one, and it just gives you that extra chance to be musical and actually play things in, as opposed to just inputting with a mouse like this. You can do, and I'm sure many people have made very, very successful tracks, a lot more success than I've ever had doing it like that. But for me, I like to try and play it in. So I've got my kick and my snare, I've got my my main riff, so let's see what it's like together. And then the sort of next most important element of the drums, when I listened to my track that I was being inspired by, was the hi-hat. And the hi-hat can kind of tie the kick and snare together and give you that groove. So again, I would just sit down, I'd make a hi-hat track separate. Let's unsolo all of these. Here's the hi-hat. Turn my click on, and then I would just try grooving a hi-hat that works. You know, and I play about till I found something that I liked, and then obviously I'd put my really dodgy out of time playing in time by getting my quantize box up, selecting what I want to quantize, making sure it's set to the right thing. For example, this is a good thing to look at with quantize. Let's zoom in a bit so you can see. Select the bits I want to quantize. If I have it on the wrong setting, so let's just say I had it to half notes, what happens? Completely messes up what I'm trying to do. So undo that. So it's important to find the right grid setting. So I think 8ths might even be wrong for this. Yeah, could you see this note? I'll undo that, but watch it here. I actually played a 16th note, so I have to set it to 16ths, and then boom, it's got it how I intended it to be. So this is what I ended up with after 10-15 minutes of playing about. Let's turn the metronome off so you can hear it a bit better. So you can hear how the hi-hat just sort of gives it more groove. And again, if you need inspiration, just listen to your track that you're taking inspiration, or a few tracks, and just go, what's the hi-hat? Just focus on the hi-hat. Go, what's it doing? Why do I like it? And then try and recreate the sort of same thing yourself. So that's the basics of the beat. You know, as you can see, I think I ended up chucking in a cheeky little tom here. If you listen to it, I think it's more prominent here. And I think I kind of left it there with the drums on this particular track. And I have my main loop, which I can tweak later. I can do lots of fancy things with later. But to stay creative, I felt like I needed to move on to the next bit of my track.